Good evening. I hope everybody is doing well. Eh, What I'm going to be speaking about is it's something I actually heard from Loie Lane. She's a YouTuber, and this is a gentleman who owns a property and obviously gets people to come pay him whatever, and they do things that is absolutely vile. It's called mckamey Manor. mckamey Manor is an American haunted house attraction in which survival horror style events are enacted. It is considered a pioneer of extreme haunted attractions, founded in San Diego by Russ mckamey. The attraction dates back to 1989. In 2014, Ross attempted to move to Illinois and then later Arizona, yet the backlash from the public prevented him from doing so, and rightly so. If you if you don't know who this person is, go back and maybe one of Loy Lane's videos, or maybe look up something. I, I don't know if but it was definitely on her videos that I watched it a few years ago. Um, and if you don't, it will be somewhere on like, this platform. The original house in San Diego was shut down in 2015. In 2017, it successfully relocated to Summertown, Tennessee, with a separate location opened in Huntsville, Alabama that same year. The attraction operates year-round, offering visitors tours that in some uh, iterations can last up to 36 hours and other iterations up to 10 hours. Obviously, it shows you what I'm at, where it is. It's also, as I say, I don't know if I don't think it's open anymore because the last I heard, he was arrested for domestic. So, I don't know if he went to prison or not. So I'm not sure, and I've not kept up to date what was going on. mckamey Manor is notable for its intense, immersive approach, requiring participants to sign extensive waivers and undergo medical and psychological screenings, which find out it's not true. Because there's people who stood and went in, and when they've said the word, they still continue to do what they're doing. I don't understand why people would put themselves through that sort of thing. Participants were not permitted to leave the experience without staff's permission, but since then, safeguards have been implemented, granting the guests to leave at any time if they so wish. However, some past guests have claimed that they were held captive long after they'd called out the agreed upon safe face. What I've just said. So they weren't keeping angry. It's more. It was more so. It was though people were going and signing up for this. I mean, you know what you're signing up for, but if you're thinking you're getting in and you're going to have this safe word, right? And that safe word's not even happening, but you're encouraging him to do what he's doing because he's nothing but this guy's not comes across as nothing but a bully. mckamey Manor has received widespread media attention and criticism for its controversial methods, with some accusing it of being more akin to a form of physical and psychological torture and entertainment. In 2024, owner Ross mckamey was arrested on charges of attempted second-degree murder, rape, and domestic assault. The charges were dropped in September 2024. The list of requirements to go through with the experience is extensive and not complementing or fulfilling any of the requirements will stop participants from being allowed to participate. The requirement includes competing a sports physical, getting a doctor's note saying you are physically and mentally sound, passing a background check that anybody can see they're fine and show up, showing proof of my medical insurance, and you get somebody to do that, right or false anyway. So passing obviously a drug test the day of, as well as being at least 18, with 18 to 20 years requiring a parental approval, um, as well as a 40-page waiver. Participants must also comply with the rules, which include no running, touching props or actors, using foul language or pushing. A volunteer guide testified that the 40-page waiver signed by participants listed such as risks as having teeth extracted, being tattooed, and having fingernails removed. Vile. Participants must also watch a 2-hour-long video that includes videos of past participants, as well as be screened personally by Russ mckamey. If the participant does not meet his expectations and personal requirements, then they will not be allowed to continue on with the experience. In its early years, it was also required that dog food or funds for animal welfare be used as payment to participate. In recent years, a momentary donation is recommended but not mandatory. Also, there's been media coverage over it as well. Manor was featured extensively in 2017 documentary film Haunters, The Art of the Scare, and on the Netflix original series Dark Tourist. It also it is also the subject of the 2023 Hollywood documentary Monster Inside, America's Most Extreme Haunted. Um, According to participant Laura Hertz Brotherton, on a visit to the manor in 2016, she repeatedly used her safe word for several minutes before employees stopped torturing her. She was later treated at hospital for extensive injuries. mckamey Manor in Summertown, Tennessee, has been the subject of many complaints in Lawrencetown County. County Commissioner Scott Franks described an incident where deputies were called to the property after a neighbour saw a woman dragged, screaming from a van as part of the experience, stage or not. This is simply something that none of us want anywhere near us. District Attorney Brent Cooper said the programme was legal, but because people subjected themselves to it, and that is true. That is sadly true, because you're signing something and saying it is okay for you to do what you want. That is the thing. But when you're not, when it's signed and you've signed that waiver saying, all right, we're going to have a safe word, that safe word should be it. When you say, for instance, say apples and pears, right? For a safe words. Do that apple, the person should be taking that as and then stopping it, not continuing for another hour or two. Though participants could withdraw their consent any time, according to Tennessee law, in July 2017, Franks put a community alert on his Facebook in opposition to mckamey Manor, which had almost 600 comments, with the most being opposed to the activity in Summertown. Nashville scene journalist Megan Ailing has questioned many of the manor's claims. Here's the thing, there is no £20,000, she wrote, saying that nobody has completed the tour by design. No one has made it to the supposed Huntsville portion of the show. mckamey knows what will break people, and after stringing them along, he can simply pull out what is needed to shut down the show when it's ready to end. On October 31st, 2023, the Tennessee Attorney General and reporter Jonathan Scamerty notified mckamey Manor that it was under investigation over concerns about its business practices and whether they might violate the state consumer protection laws. Specific concerns include the allegation that withdrawn consent is not honoured, lack of access to the waiver, and the ability for contestants to win the reported prize money, which is actually false. And you're leading people into false thinking people are thinking they're going into this, going to win money, and it's not. So you're going in false kind of assumptions, whatever. You're thinking, oh yes, I'm going to win that money, and you don't. There's no money. There was never any money. It was all a lie. It could be into actually coming to these properties. So yeah, I think they should be completely and utterly shut down. And it's not that every time he's shut down, he just pops up somewhere else. A tweet was made stating that a letter was sent raising these concerns about mckamey's business practices. In response, the official mckamey Manor account simply responded, haters gonna hate. He's got no care, or he's not got any consideration, he doesn't care. A few months after the investigation, mckamey filed a 32-page lawsuit against the Tennessee Attorney General, claiming the request violated his First, Fourth, Fifth, and 14th Amendment rights. The lawsuit was ultimately dropped in August, yet mckamey's attorneys have asked the court to reconsider. mckamey later filed a lawsuit in April against Honolulu, and one of the participants included in a documentary. Well, Honolulu was dismissed from the lawsuit. It is still ongoing against the participant who was interviewed. It's a lot. I mean, there is. I remember I think it was a British media kind of producer guy. I can see him, but he went and interviewed them, and he's like, "Oh, come on, just take part." And he's like, "No chance, no chance." And that time, that's when the dog food and that were given. And obviously, he was playing it off. It was like, but you could this torture that this angry. Yes, are these people signing up for these things to happen? Yes, but there's a big waiver, and not a lot of people read that waiver. And it was, and there was other people that done something, and they were taking part, and it was like I thought, oh, and they got the waiver, and then they copied it and whatever and sent it back and things. I mean, it's again, look on. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, because I'm sure I've watched it on Netflix as well. But look up Loy Lane, and it's definitely about this show, a show. It's it's a scam, an absolute scam, and it's just somebody that's just want to do things. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why anybody would put themselves. Please, guys, do not put yourself through things like this. It because like one, you don't know if you're going to come out of that. You don't. It's like you would really have to be strong-willed, and even a strong-willed person would come out broken, and that's what that sort of this Russ mckamey is all about. It's very concerning, and if he was doing just a show, different things, but then maybe different, but he's doing this for just his own pleasure, basically, because obviously he loves hurting people, and there's certain people that just want to go through what a lot of people were getting up and saying, I just want to know what it feels like. And they regretted it right away. Please, guys, don't put yourself forward for anything like this at all. Be careful with things like this, like cult things, and stay away from it all. Open your eyes to these things. The next thing I will be reading, and I don't know if anybody has, anyway, I've just received this today, it, no, yesterday. I'm right into this, and it's called the Star Child skill. It's called genetic enigma or human hybrid. And I'll read some of this. Book. Obviously, it's by Lloyd Pine. I mean, I've obviously into UFOs. I like all that. I like all that because all comes under the paranormal. So it does, and it's very intriguing. Is there not? And obviously, I know things were found like skulls and all the rest of it, and obviously science were they're trying to figure out what is these skulls, because like on the bridge, your nose and your eyes, the eyes were different. Like if you look at our eyes are all like a certain shape. Well, their eyes, these things were a lot bigger, and the bridge, no, it was so anyway, but and it's like I don't know. I mean, it's like I'll read some of that and let's find out what it's all about, because I'm very intrigued. And if you want me to read it to on it here, then let me know, because I'm interested. If you're interested in finding out what's going on, then I'll read it. If not, I'll just read it myself because I like that sort of thing. But sending love and light and good night. And what's your thoughts on mckamey Manor haunted attraction? Do you think it's a place that people should go, or do you think the place should be shut down? Or have you actually ever heard of it at all in America? Because it is an American thing. So we don't have anything like that here. Well, I don't think we do, and if not, it's not been uncovered as of yet. We've got enough. We've got enough crazy things in the world with things like this going on, And if you can call it out, let's call it out. You don't want people to go through that, even if they want to just try it. I mean, who wants to have their teeth removed and nail fingers removed? I mean, it's sore enough. I mean, I've got long fingernails, right? And believe me, that it hurts when it falls off. When it cracks, and you've got to kind of get the nail clippers, and you're like, oh, that's nippy. So imagine the full nail coming off. I mean, it's like, think of if you stub your toe and your nail falls off. I've had that. My nail was, oh my god, it was black and blue. Because I actually jammed my toe right under the door. And my own fault, because I didn't have a pair of slippers. Now I have Crocs, so no chance of me going to stub my toe again like that. But again, if you want, leave your thoughts down below what you think of this mckamey Manor, and if you want me to read the Star Child Scout book, then let me know all about that as well. Again, sending love and light and good night. And please, guys, look after yourself. Come together, united rather than divided, okay? And send peace and love to so many. And always be kind, not just to other people, but also yourself, okay? Good night.